you should not believe the lies that you hear about Dan Crenshaw. He's a guy you can trust, and it's easily verified.
No, people should not believe the lies that they hear, and they're all over, YouTube, and they're everywhere. What I tell people is they need to invite Dan Crenshaw out so that they can talk to him and hear how he actually addresses their issues instead of listening to the lies that are out there in the media. Because they're lies, because they're untrue, and because they're there. People make those statements so that people won't vote for this man, because they don't want to do what President Trump and the American people want them to do, and that's what we elected them for. Dan Crenshaw is a man that will stand up for the truth and for the conservative issues that we feel close to home.
I get a kick out of these people from other parts of the state or other parts of the country that say, oh, he's not a good congressman. You've had people all day long coming here telling you what a great congressman he is. We know in Kingwood what a great congressman Dan Crenshaw is. We know in Atascocita, right next to Kingwood where he lives. He's one of us. No, most people, and most definitely the 7 little candidates that he's running against, know a thimbleful of what Dan Crenshaw's done in Congress. They know what they've Google searched and said, oh, what can you tell me bad about Dan Crenshaw? And oh, look at this, he all got the same 7 things. Every one of them, if you dig deep, it's not what happened. They took it out of context to people who don't like him, posted it, talk about it, raise money off of it. When he first got there, there was some legislation that President Trump wanted passed, and it was going well, and all of a sudden our friends in the Freedom Caucus were against it. And Dan thought this was nuts, and he said some pretty nasty things about the Freedom Caucus. So what happens when they tell the story, the candidates running against him, was, oh, he was saying nasty things about people in the Freedom Caucus. They leave out the entire, he was sticking up for President Trump. He's a Navy SEAL who's goal-oriented. And there they were, the goal was right there. We're gonna pass this legislation. It's good for the president, it's good for the country, but the Freedom Caucus, our allies, we're stopping it. That's one.
So,
I think there are people that don't like Dan. He talks about grifters, who make money. They do. People, we all have websites and social media. But people with big websites and a lot of social media, if they say something nasty about Dan, they're guaranteed to get lots and lots of attention and lots of money. Right. So there's a whole lot of people that are, they're just waiting for the next thing to come out. And when the next thing comes out, they're going to be all over it. And then when they're all over it, then they're going to post the 6 or 7 other things that have happened over the years. And that's all that people seem to know. It's all that the candidates who are running against him seem to know.
Is there more to the story?
What's that?
But is there more to the story, though? That's all you said that's all that people...
Well, they ignore everything he does. Everything he does on the Intelligence Committee, everything he does with the cartels. They ignore the 300 different videos he's done. I think some of them have just got to the point where they don't trust him, but again, they don't know him. There are different parts of the state, they're in different parts of the country. In Kingwood, in Atascocita, in North Harris County, we know Dan Crenshaw.